In just a couple of weeks, mothers everywhere will be showered with gifts of chocolates, flowers, and jewelry.
Ah, yes, well, all of those are nice gifts. If you want something she'll really treasure, you have to think outside of the proverbial box of chocolates. You know, you gotta, your mom it has to come from the heart. It's not so much what it is, but it comes right from your heart, something that's kind of uniquely created by you.
I'd like to make a macaroni necklace. Could I still get away with that?
I wore one last night. And Deborah Henry is going to help us do that. She's a writer, a macaroni necklace, and the author of the, I better say this right, Whipping Club. And she's here, right? Did I get it right, Diane? And she's here with some special ideas. The Whipping Club. And how did you come up with this? I have to ask, what's the Whipping Club?
Well, it's about marital secrets, and you have to, you know, and so in that there's a whole section about actually the Whipping Club. Which is it's a double entendre.
That sounds pretty steamy,
read that.
So secrets and shame.
All right.
Deborah, tell us a little bit about yourself. We know that you're a mom.
I have 3 children. I had them in 3.5 years.
Wow.
And they're now all in college, so, you know, they're different stages of motherhood, so it's all about being out of the box with your mom.
Well, I want to know, as a mom, and Teresa and I, you know, neither one of us have been mothers yet, and I'd like to know, what's the first Mother's Day gift that you remember getting? Did one of your children do something where you really went, wow, that is outside of the box, that's amazing?
My children were very creative with the crayons.
With what?
Oh, crayons. Nice.
Crayons.
That counts.
Like putting them up their nose or what?
Things like that. No. My children were perfect, you know that.
Of course.
So, but, you know, we all the handmade things, you know, those are the things that
you've
moms
kept them all?
love. And I have kept them all in this memory box, which I actually bought in India, but you can actually shellac a box with photographs of your mother if you wanted to, even a shoe box, and fill it with all those photographs and memories and letters.
So that in itself would be a great gift.
Yes, that's one of the gifts.
That's one of the gifts.
That's one of the gifts.
Well, you know, creativity really kicks in when you don't have money. I mean, when you really
you're a kid, sure.
Yeah, it's like you got nothing. What are you going to do, you know?
Exactly, and you know, the thing about it is that we live in such a great world now that, you know, you can go and write an email and do a whole email notebook for your mother, or you can do the old-fashioned way. And my mother made me this for Mother's Day, all pictures of me growing up. Aww. And then someone made this for me, which is all kind of like scan photos. So that's really interesting. And if you're not near your mom, you can do a CD or a video of music and pictures. And so there's lots of options.
Very creative.
Very, very good with that.
Now, Teresa, I know you're really close with your mom.
Yes.
Do you remember when you were little anything special that you made for your mom?
I remember I made my mom a napkin holder with my 2 little hands, and it was orange, and she still brings it out every once in a while.
Oh, that's so adorable.
Well, but you know something?
I'm going to do it again this year.
Oh, really?
Yep.
The same one?
Just keep bringing it out, recycling it.
That's right.
What else do we have over here? I see some fortune cookies.
Yeah, you know, that I think is the funniest thing. I just found out about these. You can actually make fortune cookies. There are companies online where you can actually buy them and put your own messages in them.
Oh, that's cute.
So it's really cute. So you can like put little things like, I'll always have your back.
I like that.
Nice.
You know, stuff like that. So that's really cute. Or, you know, you can actually, you know, take a whole box of them and put inside, like, memories of, like, or little chores, like, we'll do the dishes for a week. Or, you know, Hilton Spa Day for me and you. So,
that's
you know,
fun.
I think it's a fun little idea. And, you know, every mother likes to be taken out for Chinese food.
Oh, yeah.
On
It's
Mother's
true.
Day, so
they don't have to cook.
Now, do you have any messages here that are really special that you can point out to us? Anything close to the heart?
Well, you know, this is one Mother's Day. My daughter was in India on a mission trip, and I have all these letters from her about the Indian trip. So I think that would be really cool. To
put it together, right?
Yeah. And she was only 14 at the time. So I thought, you know, wow, that would be great. When she's a mother, I'll put this together. What's really special here, too, is when I had my 3 little teeny weenies, I wrote a letter to my children, hand-wrote a letter to read when they finally, like you guys soon, have their own bambinis. So, you know, that long-term, you know, it's really about all these mementos are really about memory. And, you know, memento means memento, living
Right.
in the
That's
moment.
right.
It does.
And so keeping all of that stuff in a memory box really comes in handy later on.
Now, what about with things you can do with pictures and stuff? Because we all collect pictures and we put things together, and it's a nice little way to
Yeah.
kind of like, you can grab some old photos and make a bit of a collage out of them.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
That's exactly what I call it. A collage. And you can, actually at cafepress.com,
Yeah.
you can take this little notebook and, for very little money and make a whole collage on the notebook, which
Ooh,
is
that's
really cool too.
Oh, one thing I want to point out that a
Yes.
really good thing to remember, and not just Mother's Day and every day, and this is like a pet peeve of mine, because I have a lot of friends that have, grown on and moved on and everything. And unfortunately, my mom is watching down from above. But I will say, pick up the phone. Will you just pick up the phone?
Oh,
Everybody
that's
thinks
true.
everybody thinks I don't have time to talk to mom. She's going to want to talk all day. If you just simply call your mom, just call your mom and say, Mom, listen, I got about 30 seconds here. I'm running off to do this. I want to tell you that I love you. Tell her right up front. It's a quick call.
That's
that
all
is
right.
good
Good advice, Steve.
Well,
I like that.
just touch in, because otherwise they go, 5 days. It's nice that you called.
Well, and also, it's so easy to just do 1-800-Flowers.
Yeah.
And it's nice, but flowers wilt in a couple of days. So you're right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Say
and you would
something.
know if you, even one better, if you actually could spend the day, listening. I think Scott Peck, a Connecticut resident, says that love is listening in action.
Yep.
That's
So,
true.
I mean, really looking your mother in the eye once a year on Mother's Day and listening to that same story she's told you.
That's not too much to ask, right?
Right. That's really what it's all about. That's giving. That's more important than anything else on this table.
But speaking of giving, what are we giving here with these eggs?
Well, those eggs I find that's just a personal thing, and everything just has a personal touch. But I happen to love eggs for some reason. So inside that blue egg, which my husband bought me from an antique shop in Paris, is a yellow egg my mother gave me.
Can I open it?
Yeah, for when I had my first baby.
There it is.
And then my daughter, when she was a little teeny girl, made me that egg, and they all sit in my office. So,
Oh, that's great. That's cool.
yeah, and on Mother's Day, people put little notes in there, in the blue egg for me.
Aw,
so
how
that's our little
sweet.
tradition. So, and this box, my sister-in-law, when I had my first baby, handcrafted that box.
So I guess the moral of the story is you can make something. You don't have to be a 5-year-old. You could still make something and get away with it.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, that takes a little bit of talent. I don't know if I would be able to do that. But I like your idea. I think that's fantastic, to call your mother and
Yeah,
say,
that's
I
simple.
love you.
Mom, I love you. I got to go. I'm on the road, but I'm thinking of you. You're beautiful. That's all I have to say.
Well, we got to go
great.
too, but of course you can find more information on Deborah at WTNH.com. Just click on Connecticut Style.